Hi everyone, I'm Robyn. I'm a current student at the University of Liverpool, currently studying my postgrad in international business, and I previously studied at Liverpool University during my undergrad in marketing. When I was doing my GCSEs, I did 11 GCSEs, including the core ones of math, science, and English. I also really enjoyed being creative, so I took on fine art as well. Um, For my A levels, I did English, media studies, and fine art again. I would have taken a fourth subject as well, but I had to resit my maths GCSE, so that took up that final slot. I really struggled with my confidence when I was preparing for my exams. I did an awful lot of preparation. I did an awful lot of practice exams and practice papers. I, as I said, yeah, I did quite a lot of preparation, but I was never very confident in my ability to get a good mark, basically. I sat down at the desk in the sports hall and I was looking over the paper at the questions and I kept thinking, these are really hard. I can't do them. I can't do them. I'm going to fail this exam and this subject. And I just started to panic, and that kind of took over my ability to even be able to answer a lot of the questions. Um, so as I was sitting there and I was panicking, I nearly started crying. And when I got home, I walked home and I just burst into tears right then and there because I just thought that I had messed it up really badly. I think to be able to get over it or to get through that sort of situation, you have to, even if you think that you have a lower understanding of the subject and that you can't actually do the harder questions, give them a look over, because when I was doing my practice papers beforehand, I was so happy with the results I was getting. My teacher was really happy with me and I was doing really well on them. And then it came to the actual exam and I thought, this is nothing like the practice papers that I did beforehand, and then ultimately ended up panicking. So if anyone came across that, I would kind of say, look at the harder questions just to prepare yourself in the circumstances that you might come across a question that you think, I can't do this. At least you've looked over the harder paper and seen that these things do happen and that it is actually, you can actually answer it ultimately. I think when I was doing my maths GCSE, EasyA would have really helped me. I found that obviously when you're at home, you don't have a teacher unless, yeah, you don't have a teacher really with you, um, unless you have like tutoring, for example. Um, but maybe the majority of people can't afford that. So um, when it comes to preparing or that sort of thing, preparing for the exam, EasyA would have really helped me because because my confidence was so low. If I had the app on my phone, I would have been able to get help when I needed it rather than having to wait until the next day or the next week to ask for help. And then by then, I might have lost the confidence to even speak up to ask for help or even forgotten what the question was that I couldn't do. Um, so I think EasyA would have really helped with the fact that it is convenient and you can get it on your phone, basically, and nobody really asks any questions about your ability, like, why can't you do this? That sort of thing. It's just such a straightforward process. The advice I would give my 16-year-old self is exactly to not compare yourself to other people. Um, when I was getting my results, both for A-level and for GCSE, a lot of people would be talking to each other, asking, "What did you get? How did you do?" That sort of thing. And at times you just shy away from saying your grades because, maybe you didn't do as well as them, and then that would make you feel like, less less of a human basically, and that you weren't smart enough. And I think that always ties in with self-confidence, and you kind of think like, if you compare yourself to other people with your grades, then you're treating life as a competition, but really it's not. And other people's results shouldn't affect you because it's their result, it's their life. This is your result and this is your life, and it's what you can do with your own path and your own results. I found that over my time being in education, I've kind of developed my own way to prepare for exams. And if I'd thought of this earlier, I think it might have helped me over my A levels as well as GCSEs potentially. But as I said previously, I found that um, my revision guides that I had, I couldn't understand them very well. Um, because they are kind of straightforward, and sometimes you just don't understand what they're saying in the revision guides, and then also you don't have the teachers with you to help you. So I've kind of thought that, okay, I don't understand these revision guides. No one's here to help me. I'm just gonna have to find out what works better for me. And I found that making my own revision guides has really helped. If you have, so I have like my lecture notes, all my resources that are online. I found that one of the best ways to revise is to basically repetitively look over it, write it down multiple times, and especially if you can put it all in one singular document or a singular notebook, you can kind of learn how to make clear notes so that your future self can understand it for when you're revising, and then also you won't have to be rummaging around your room for an hour or a really long time to find all of these, useful notes that you think that you need, but you can't find them, and then you might start to panic. So I think making your own revision guides is a core thing of what I do to revise for. Resource-wise for when I was applying for university, I my college was very helpful in the way that they asked for they got us to apply through UCAS, and there was quite a lot of resources on UCAS. I also would also look on the website called Prospects at they would have like web pages where they would help you through the application process for university applications, and there was also sections for each subject as well, with the possible job titles that you could get from them, and the like basically what would be involved if you were to go down that route. Say I'm doing international business now, I could go down like business management routes. I could try and get a job overseas where I'm being a manager and talking to say marketing teams as like the head of the office, that sort of situation. So I think they were very useful. Um, they were very useful resources for me while I was looking at what to do for my career.